views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCNTV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCNTV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCNTV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCNTV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war, that the bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Soul has no.
Welcome, everybody. You're hating.
How? Why would
You're
I?
hating, Dave.
Really?
Welcome, everybody, to Here to Help You. You're a hater. So bad. What are the Lindsays? What did a Lindsay do?
Sorry, you want to know what did the
Because the
Lindsay
littles,
do?
we can claim Malcolm X, and I'm a little. So, what did you do?
Yes,
what did the Lindsays do besides being slaves?
You're very small. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are very small.
Welcome, everybody, to Here to Help You. Don't be in your feelings, darling. It's okay.
Really?
So today we're going to have a little bit of fun. So what I've noticed when we talk Black History, first of all, Dave and I don't believe in Black History Month. We do. Hold on. Let me just make sure I say something quickly here.
Go ahead.
We believe in Black History, period. So year round. But this month is a month that we celebrate. So we're going to test everybody's knowledge today. And, drum roll.
Oh, yes.
We have tickets to give away.
Yes, it is a giveaway today.
Today's a giveaway day.
Yes.
And I'm going to read what it's for. So first of all, I want to thank the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce, who sponsored 2 tickets to Toronto Black Film Festival, which started the 12th, and it starts tomorrow, and it runs through till the 17th.
There you go.
And it's for the movie Truth. So I'm going to do a little reading of the synopsis of Truth. So following his cousin's suicide, Stuart Cooper looks into the potential causes. So it looks like it's going to be a thriller, which is really cool.
Okay.
He wasn't prepared for what he would find, which was a tangled web of nonsense. So there's a lot of emotion in there, a lot of triggers, but it's supposed to be a really good movie. And this is playing at Jackman Hall Art Gallery of Canada, 317 Dundas Street West. It starts at 5 o'clock p.m. And today, Dave and I have not one, but 2 tickets for.
Count them, family.
2 tickets.
There you go.
And did we decide who's going to win? It's the last question, isn't it?
The last question, absolutely.
So the very last question is going to be off something you talked about?
I do have the last question, don't I?
Dave has the last question. So you got to kind of hang in there. And you got to listen to the whole thing because The answer could be anywhere. So this is the thing. We're not going to let you just kind of think you're going to find it easily. No, you have to listen to all the stories. Then we'll let you know if you've won the ticket or not. But there's two tickets.
Hold on.
What's the problem?
I get the last question, yes?
Yes.
So how are you telling people to go ahead and listen to all the stories in order to
Because
win?
you speak more than once, Dave, throughout this.
But I get the last question. That's
Yeah,
what
so
I'm
you-
going for. We're going for the absolutely last
We're not
question.
doing this right now. So we're moving on. Let's talk about the book. So again, thank you, Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate you and all the work that you're doing in the
Yes,
community.
big up
for
to the
giving
team
us,
over there.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Mm.
So supportive. We really, really appreciate you. Okay, so let's talk about the books that we have. So today we're gonna be I'm gonna be doing some reading, like actual.
Use your
not,
left hand.
I'm not using my left hand. I'm not a lefty. The left hand is. We don't do that around these parts. We use our right hand. Okay. Blessings fall on my right hand.
What they've been given to the left hand.
No. So, my first book, if Selena can throw it up there, is Yes. So, the Black Stars African American Inventors. Honestly, reading this morning was so empowering. I'm telling you, this is why history is so important, because when I read the accomplishments of some of our African ancestors and what they've brought to the table, things that we're using to this very day,
Yeah.
you can the only thing you can do is be like empowered when you read it. So this is why it's so important to share.
And we have to remember that they've invented these things with much less than what we have.
Yeah,
today.
like honestly, when we talk about anxiety and mental health issues nowadays, I'm sorry,
Not even
people.
close.
You guys have. I'm not downplaying mental health and what we're dealing with in our day and time, but can you imagine what it's like to always fear for your life? I mean, at any point in time, thinking that someone can kick down your door and kill your entire family, because
There you
that's
go.
what it was like for them.
Yeah.
But they still managed to be ingenuitive. Is that a word? Oh no.
We'll get Selena to go and look it up.
Oh no. I think it's a word. Oh, so my second book is Black Women Who Dared, which is
Okay.
an awesome book. And this talks about, again, we have to give some balance. So this talks about some of the things that beautiful Black sisters did for us in the community to keep us. 'Cause remember, the Black women are the backbone of the community. Y'all need us. All right, what book you got?
That was very nice. A very
know.
nice segue.
What book you got there?
So I have this one. This one is very local. It's by a local artist by Unblind Tiblin.
Did you find a picture for it like you were supposed to?
Hold on. Can I actually continue my rant without your interruption? The African Ancestral Manuscript. It is a collection of short biographies of all our African ancestors, present and contemporary, and of course ancient as well.
Beautiful.
Right. So big up Unblind. He's a brother that I've been knowing for a number of years, and he's very well respected in the community as well.
Do you have a bigger picture so people can see how the book looks?
By means, I've sent the picture. I'm not sure what, we wanted to go ahead and,
Oh, Selena, is there a picture? Did he not
I
live?
got the book here. See, the book is right here.
There's no picture for it,
See?
right? Yeah,
There is a picture.
it's Dave.
No. Come on. Really? Don't ever spill your coffee at all. I'm up to
You found the picture, Selena?
It's there. It's in.
What did you name it?
There's one called Unblind, and the other one's called the Ancient, the African.
I just
Ancient
really want
Manuscript.
our viewers to see it. Did you see Unblind?
Unblind. Right. Unblind
Sorry, guys.
Tiblin, and yes, and the second one is called the Manuscript. See,
Oh,
big
is
up
this
Unblind.
Is this the author?
That is the author.
Nice, very nice to see you, sir. Finally. And where's the book?
But this is Dave. Look here, man. You better hold on to your tea proper,
So listen, this is what we got to do because we don't have enough time in the first segment. We are actually going to jump into, when we
Actually,
come
no.
back.
Let's wait till the actual after the break.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to jump into it after the break. We can't do it now. We don't have enough time. There's the book
You can see it
cover.
there.
So these are going to be our resources. I got mine from the library. So definitely hit up your library. Very important. Hit up your library during Black History Month. They have tons of books that are out on display. That's where I found these two. And honestly, again, it's wonderful to learn. To learn that if it wasn't for a Black man, we wouldn't have soles on the bottom of our shoes. We wouldn't have dimmers in the movie theater. Do you know how important dimmers are in the movie theater? Imagine watching a movie with the lights on.
Yeah, we do that at home. What's wrong with you?
No, it's lowered though. Anyhow, guys, we'll see you soon on Here to Help You.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
Welcome back to Here to Help You. Listen, Janice, you're making a lot of noise inside the studio right now.
Quiet on the set.
Look, kicking the camera. All type of nonsense happening right now.
It's an earthquake.
Okay, so
Stop it.
let's start off with something as simple as, if we didn't have this man, do you know that we wouldn't have any of these? His name is Louis Howard Latimer. So Louis Latimer was born free in Chelsea, and when that means that he wasn't born into slavery. He was born in Chelsea, Massachusetts, a town near Boston, on September 4th, 1848. He played a vital part in that transformation. So shortly after Latimer arrived, and this is his father, George Latimer and Rebecca Latimer were his parents. They actually took off and ran away so they could be free. And when he arrived in Boston, the brethren of his slave owner saw him, and they arrested him for being a fugitive slave. This happened on October 18th, 1842.
Okay.
So I guess things didn't go very well after that. And when Louis was 10 years old, George Latimer actually deserted his family. Okay? Some historians say that they felt it was because he kind of felt vulnerable after the last time. And he felt that he was at a risk to his family. So George had never forgotten over his fear of being captured by slave catchers. Okay?
Of course not.
So I actually want to read this because we were talking about this morning. We're not going to say too much about it, but I want to read this so we can have some understanding of a deeper issue, okay? Caution, colored people of Boston, one and all. You are hereby respectfully cautioned and advised to avoid conversing with the watchmen and police officers of Boston. For since the recent order of the mayor and aldermen, they are empowered to act as kidnappers and slave catchers, and they have already been actually employed in kidnapping, catching, and keeping slaves. Therefore, if you value your liberty and the welfare of the fugitives among you, shun them in every possible manner, as so many hounds on the track of the most unfortunate of your race. Keep a sharp lookout for kidnappers and have top eye open. This was published April 24th, 1851. And what I was talking to Dave about briefly was the fact that the interaction between police and African Canadians, African Americans, Caribbeans, there is some trauma there from this. Like, this is what was being pushed out to our ancestors. Stay away from police, right? This is something that's been here. And we've talked about transgenerational trauma and how these type of things are passed on.
Yes.
There's a much deeper issue when it comes to police and Black people.
Of course.
Much deeper issue. It's not just as simple as what's, obviously there's police brutality, which is horrible.
Right.
But there's a time when we were just afraid of them of being captured and locked back up into slavery. So that's just something I want you guys to just a little tidbit I saw and I thought was interesting. Let's talk a little bit more before, because I know it's your turn soon. I want to give you your chance. So,
No, you don't.
when Alexander Graham Bell, I hope everyone knows who that is, the inventor of the telephone, needed drawings for his patent application, so they had to actually draw their patents before they handed it in. It was Latimer who actually did it for them. So, he was the only person at the U.S. Electric Lighting Company who knew every aspect of producing what we now know as the light bulb. Okay, without him, we wouldn't even have light. So while discrimination against African Americans permeated society and whites were unwilling to accept the black man could actually create something, this man did a lot of work in silence, right? Well, they know that whole thing, work in silence. He did a lot of his work in silence because he knew if he even tried to put it out there, they'd probably do something to him. So he just kind of stayed quiet about it. So quick things before it's your turn, Dave. Yeah, this is good. So Thomas Edison actually invited Latimer to become a member of the engineering department of the Edison Electric Light Company in New York City. Mm-hmm. Edison had previously attempted to interest Granville T. Woods, who we're going to talk about soon, man's gangster, another black inventor, in joining the Edison company, but Woods preferred to be on his own. And there's a poem that I'm going to just throw up. I'm not going to have time to read it. It's a poem by Lewis Latimer called The Worker. Basically, he talks about the fact that as a black man, he works, but you never know when that job is going to be taken away from you. Sounds very reminiscent to nowadays.
Of course.
To be honest with
you. Of course.
So that's interesting. My question that can be answered, and it should be answered, you can put your comments in the comment box, is who was the inventor that Latimer tried to convince to join him at the Edison Electric Lighting Company in New York? Get an answer, throw it in the comment section. See if you're right. See if you can remember that.
I did mine so different.
I know you did.
Right? I did mine like a who am I kind of thing. Right? So
go on with it. Who are you? Let's do this.
All right. So here's mine. So he was a Zulu chief, right? Who resisted.
Shaka Zulu.
Can I finish?
All right.
Thank you. Right. So he fought the British when he refused to pay the increase of a poll tax.
Shaka Zulu.
No.
Okay.
Right. So the poll tax rate increased from price per hut to actually per head at the time. Right. Now, a lot of people are going to get this now. Okay. So his name became famous in the hip hop world when the leader of a gang, right, the Black Spades gang, went to Africa, right, and actually legally changed his name to this African.
Shaka Zulu.
Right, and the name of the gang changed from Black Spades to now the Universal Zulu Nation.
Isn't that Shaka Zulu?
Throw up the picture, please.
Like, I keep saying Shaka Zulu, you're like saying nobody. You just, what's his name? That doesn't look like Shaka Zulu.
That's not Shaka Zulu. That's definitely not the picture. Bambada, please.
Oh, Selena. See, this is why we have to teach history, because these young people have no idea. Who? There you go.
Right. So his name was spelled a few ways, right? Some say Bambata, right? As you know, of course, later on, Bambada, right? So, yeah, I mean, nicknamed the rebel because, of course, the battle that he fought against the British. Now, 1906, in fact, that was the year, in fact, that he fought the British. They sent, like, hordes of armies.
Did he know Shaka Zulu?
Good question. Very good question. But anyways.
Don't have an answer for me.
No, not at all, right?
Okay. All right, I just want to know.
Okay. Your turn.
Is it my turn?
Who else is going to go? Huh?
Oh, I guess so. I guess because the script got a little thrown off because our first segment was. But I don't want to go into this man because this man's going to take time. I don't want to go into him yet. So can we leave and come back? Yeah, let's leave and come back. Let's do that. Let's leave and come back because I don't want to. Okay. I'll do something. So Selena, we're going to hop along a little bit, okay? Because I can't do this next. Granville T. Woods is too gangster. I can't. He needs longer than 2 minutes.
Okay, so you know what? Let me go then.
Okay, yes, go.
All right, this mine's going to be short and it's quick.
Beautiful.
All right,
do it.
So he was one of the most prolific writers in history, let alone French history. Right, you may know him from his works as the Count of Monte Cristo, The Man in the Iron Mask, and as well as The Three Musketeers.
He's a writer of all those?
Yes, he is.
Black man?
Yes, he is.
Cool.
Who
I
am
have
I?
no idea who that
You
is.
don't know? Anybody in the audience know who the writer of the Three Musketeers? Nobody. Everybody shaking their head.
Wow.
That picture that you showed just a while ago before Babata, could you go ahead and put that up? Yes.
The one who I said was Shaka Zulu?
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Alexandre Dumas.
Oh, and he's the writer of all that?
Yes. Right. After he passed, the 2002 French president, they had his body exhumed. Right. So, and they actually put it in kind of like a national treasury. Right. Because at the time they said, because him being of African descent, right, they buried him separately. But because his work is such a national treasure, they had to go and give reverence to this man.
So where they have him now?
He's alongside everybody else who's be considered to be a national treasure.
So they take out the man's body where he was resting quite peacefully with his people.
And they put it where
everyone else is?
Everybody else is. Alexander Dumas.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I know he wrote.
The
So
Three Musketeers?
all of those shows and movies, that's all.
That's
A
it,
black man.
right? He's a
See?
playwright, right?
People have no
There you
idea.
go, man.
So when we come back, I'm going to talk about someone who you guys need to know about this man. This man is no less than gangster. He's invented everything. We're going to talk about Granville T. Woods and a couple other people on Here to Help You. See you guys soon.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
I tell you. Welcome back to Here to Help You. We have these young bucks in here trying to school me on Black history. People don't know. And this is why we have to do shows like this, right? To empower and educate. It's very, very important.
Yes.
So I would like to hail up a man who, so to follow up, we spoke about Mr. Latimer, who invented the light bulb.
Okay.
And he'd invited this gentleman to join him, but this man was like, I ain't working for nobody, especially not a white man. He stood firm in that.
Okay.
I'm going to do me because I'm smart enough. I would like to introduce Granville T. Woods. So I'm going to go through this man's achievements because it's very important. I'm going to give you a little bit of back end story on him. He looks like my dad, first of all. It's the first thing I know. It's like your favorite my father. All right. So he's the son of Taylor and Martha Woods. Granville was another man who was born free in Columbus, Ohio on April 23rd, 1856. When he was only 10, he quit school to help his family and went to work in a machine shop. So this man's invented so many things. Let's just go through the list. On June 3rd, 1884, at the age of 28, Woods received his first patent. It was for an improved steam boiler furnace for steam-driven engines. On December 2nd, 1884, he received another patent, this time for a stronger, clearer telephone transmitter. And I want people to listen to this part of it, okay? It set a new direction for his imagination. Keep that picture there for a second. In 1885, Woods patented a device that combined the telegraph with the telephone. Woods called it a telegraphony. Okay? Instead of reading or writing the Morse code signals, an operator could speak near the telegraph key. This device made it possible to receive both oral and signal messages clearly over the same line without making changes in the instrument and without having to understand Morse code. Wood's telegraphany was purchased by the American Bell Telephone Company for a large sum of money. Now, Dave, what do you think this turned into? The telephone.
That is pretty obvious, isn't it?
It is very obvious, but people credit Alexander Bell for the telephone. It had nothing to do with him. Nothing. So his next invention, which was patented on November 15th, 1887, allowed conductors and engineers on moving trains to send and receive messages for the very first time. Why is that important? Because if it wasn't for him, all these trains that we go on, and you know how they smoothly change from one lane to other, and if there's another train coming, they can signal to say there's a train coming? That's Woods. That's all Woods. So if not, there'd be a whole bunch of trains crashing into each other. Another very important invention.
Very.
One that I thought was really cool was, okay, so we go to the movies. We were just at the movies. We watched the Harley Quinn movie.
Yes.
So you know when you go into the movies and just before the movie starts, the lights go dim? That's Granville T. Woods.
Okay.
Because some idiots decided to make a theater and they left all the lights on and the theaters were catching on fire. So him and his brother were like, just dim the lights. There's not as much power going through the building. Duh. Black man. So what else we got here? Oh, so the latest device that he has, and I can pass it on to you, Dave, is he invented this, and this one actually, he sued Thomas Edison for stealing this from him.
Okay.
And he won. So it's called the synchronous multiplex railway telegraph. By means of the system, the railway dispatcher can note the position of any train on the route at a glance. The system also provides for telegraphing to and from the train in motion. In using the device, there is no possibility of collisions between trains, as each train can always be informed of the position of the other while in motion.
That's pretty cool.
Granville T. Woods,
That
big
is
up
pretty cool.
yourself.
Yeah, man. Definitely a brother that he's up there with Mr. Carver in regards to like making multiple inventions.
Multiple inventions. I have another person too who's coming up in the next segment, but like just cool stuff, man.
Pretty well.
All right, Dave, your turn.
All right, mine's nice, short, quick, sweet. So she was the mother of Amos the First, and I wrote about Amos the First in this upcoming.
Yes.
Right?
That was really good. It was a
Upcoming
really good
newspaper.
article, by the way.
Right. For those who don't know what Amos the First is, he was the liberator of Kemet during the Hyksos invasion. Right. So.
Kemet is Egypt for those who have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. So she had lost her husband, right, due to the invasion, and as well as her eldest son. Right. She later served as queen regent to Amos the First until he became of age. Right. And in fact, Amos the First, he loved his mother so much, in regard to what she did for him and provided for him, that he said the following: "She's the one who has accomplished the rights and taken care of Kemet. She looked after her soldiers, brought back her fugitives, and collected her deserters." Right? And we say that because during this invasion, right, and the occupation that is, she also went into battle.
Okay.
Right? Which was definitely unheard of at the point in time. Right? So I want you to go ahead and put up the picture of Ahotep. So top left-hand corner, as you can see, that is her sarcophagi. Right? The top right-hand corner, we've
Spell
seen.
that.
I will. Just not now.
Okay.
Thank you. Right? Top right-hand corner, you see those things that look like flies?
Yes, scarabs.
There you go. Right? So that is Order of the Fly. So it's like an award given to, of course, those of high merit, right?
Okay.
Her battle axe right underneath it. Of course, Bengals, the dagger at the bottom, right? These are all things that were found alongside her coffin at that point in time, right? But as a woman in Africa, an African woman, right? A woman of Kemet, right? A woman who loved her nation and definitely wanted the occupation to cease. This is a woman that should be revered, right? And as also should be mentioned a lot more in history.
Okay. You didn't do who is it?
It's okay, because I know you weren't going to get it anyways.
Okay. So we're going to go to another person. But you know what? I am going to ask a question for Granville T. Woods. Here's my question. If you're paying attention, you'll get the answer for this one. Do I have a question? I don't have a question from Grandma. But never mind.
No? You want to throw one out there?
No.
Just off memory?
Okay. What? Which invention was stolen by Thomas Edison?
Nice.
There you go.
Throw it up there. YouTube, please, comments. Let's hear them.
Comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, everybody. All right. Let's go on to some other great women. So I'm going into my book here. And we are going to talk about the Colored Women's Club. Yes. So the Colored Women's Club. So this was founded over a century ago in 1902 in Montreal, Quebec. They were following the example of the National Association of Colored Women's Clubs, founded in the 1890s in Washington, D.C. by Harriet Tubman and others. Black women were excluded by other clubs. The best thing to do was to establish a club of their own. As a result, the Colored Women's Club, under the guidance of Anne Greenup, focused on supporting Black communities in Montreal, specifically the area known as Little Burgundy. Basic needs that were not being met locally were served through the club, such as temporary shelter, soup kitchens and food, winter clothing drives, and what else? For women who were so innovative that their work influenced many professionals, and a lot of the, so you know this class, or I guess you can call it the social work, that term of social work, it came from the Colored Women's Club.
Oh,
that's how
excellent.
the whole idea of social work started.
That's beautiful.
And you know what? Since we have time, I'm going to do one more. Can we do the hour a day study club? I think this one's cool. This is something that I think we should definitely still do. And it's already actually still being done. So when 15 Black women met informally over tea to talk about what it was like to be a Black woman living in Windsor, Ontario, they simply wanted to see better support for Black people and improvement within themselves. What started off being called the Mothers Club in 1934 blossomed into the Hour a Day Study Club in 1935. Members decided to dedicate 60 minutes a day to studying a variety of subjects to improve their parenting skills and to broaden their knowledge outside of motherhood. It was also during the Great Depression, which was very hard at that time for everybody, but of course especially for Black people. So they encouraged children not only to stay in school, but also to excel in school. There was also a focus on teaching children to work together to solve larger issues that affected their community as a whole. What was once a club focused on education became more political and created an opportunity for Black women to become activists. Now, this club is still here. Both of these clubs are still here. Can we pull up really quickly, Selena, the website for the Black, yep, so that is for the Colored Women's Club.
Okay.
That's their website.
Okay.
And then we also have the website for the Hour a Day Study Club. So these are still very active. These haven't gone anywhere.
Oh, nice.
So definitely I would say if you're in those areas, check it out. If you're not in those areas, check it out. These are just great things that our people have done.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Remember, Black women, we serve a different role than Black men do. We just do. And this was our role. Supporting the community, raising, educating. That's what we did. I'm not saying we weren't inventors either, because we were, and we were business women too. But that was what our role during this time was. We fought wars, clearly. But during this time, we were doing this.
There you go.
When we come back, we have one more segment, don't we? This is our last segment, isn't it, Leah? Okay.
Good. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
So I need to talk about this dude when they come back. So we're going to be introducing a couple things. So definitely I'm going to say to you guys, listen out, because here's when you're going to get a chance to win the tickets for Truth that were sponsored to us by the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce. We're going to talk about Garrett Augustus Morgan. And I don't know who Dave has, but I'm sure he has someone interesting. We'll see you soon on Here to Help You.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
I'm your host, Erica Lita, and this is What Matters on TCN Network. What I do every week is I cover what matters to our audience.
Our school system, boy. Selena just told me that they taught her that Thomas Edison made the light bulb.
Well, that's what they do everywhere, right?
Thomas Edison is a thief. Anyhow, go on with it, Dave.
All right. So, nice, short, sweet, simple.
Got it.
She was at the forefront of the Battle of Adwa in 1894 against the Italians, commanding a force of cannons. So this is another woman who's on the battlefield.
So she's not just sitting at home having babies?
No, actually, it's surprising because, you know what? Her and her husband did not have a child, any children.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
She also collaborated with her husband to name Ethiopia's capital city Addis Ababa. Right, and this happened in 1889.
Ask Selena to say that. Bet you she can't. Sorry.
Slowly. Very slowly. See, I got you, girl. No worries. Right. Also, so her husband, the famous Emperor Melanik.
I don't know who this is, Dave.
Well, this is Ethiopian history.
Okay.
Right. So, her name is Empress, and I definitely apologize for saying her name.
Messing it up. Go
There
ahead.
you go. Right. Taitu Betul. Can we
You
go
have a
ahead
picture of her?
Yes, there is a picture of her. I think she's go ahead and actually try.
Because you didn't label the stuff properly.
Listen, my stuff is labeled, okay? All right.
Oh, she's beautiful.
My stuff is labeled, right?
I like her outfit.
Yeah, very much.
Dope.
Yeah.
And her hair looks wicked.
Right.
Cornrows on point.
Ethiopian to the bone.
Yeah, absolutely. She
Right.
looks it.
So, you know, against the oppression of the Italians, actually, you know what? She actually warned her husband, you know, hey, listen, you know what? These guys, these Europeans, I don't get a good feeling about them, right? And in fact, that's what we want to put her and her husband actually on alert, you know, to be a lot more cautious when maneuvering around them, right? And of course, when the Italians came through, you know, with the regime, she, alongside her husband, led the battles at the forefront. So they didn't command in the back, but they were actually on the battlefield, right?
Gangster. Go on with it, girl.
And once again, anybody who's into history and would like to learn a little bit more about Ethiopian history, the Battle of Adwa, ADWA. This is so important to Ethiopian history, let alone world history, because a woman was at the forefront. There you go. That's my turn.
Very nice, Dave. So, you know, I realized I talked about more men and you talked about more women. That's good, though. It's a good balance.
It is what it is, right?
I'm so excited about our next inventor.
Are you sure?
Very.
Right,
So, I would like to introduce the Here to Help viewers, Garrett Augustus Morgan. I think people know some things about him, but not everything. Today I got everything. So Morgan was born in Paris, Kentucky on March 4th. Watch hair. We're going to talk about this hair in a second. On March 4th, 1877. He was the seventh of 11 children. Morgan barely finished elementary school, and at age 14, he left his home and traveled to Cincinnati, Ohio. There he worked as a general handyman for a white landowner while he tried to find a job that paid well. So let's talk about his first invention, which has a lot to do with his hair. So Morgan's first invention happened by chance. One day he was working on a problem related to sewing wool fabric. The movement of the needle up and down caused so much friction that the fabric was scorched. Morgan tried wiping the needle with a chemical solution to reduce the amount of friction. When he returned to his makeshift laboratory, he discovered that the fuzzy hair on the fabric was straight. The chemical solution had caused this effect. When he applied the solution to a dog's hair, wow, it became straight. Finally, Morgan was brave enough to place the solution on his own hair. Can we go back to the picture of his hair, please? Watch straightening cream. The result was the same. Morgan decided to market this formula under the trademark of G.A. Morgan Hair Straightening Cream, and he manufactured this in Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
So we can thank a man for, like, relaxer.
For perm.
So that's not as significant, unless, well, no, for some girls with their edges, it's significant.
Stop it.
But the next one is a lot more significant. So In 1912, Morgan is the one who invented the safety hood, also known as the gas mask.
Okay.
So the mask enabled a fireman to enter a house filled with thick, suffocating gas and smoke, and to breathe freely for some time. So he was granted a patent in 1914, patent number. Actually, they even had the patent numbers, which is good. They gave this one. They gave him this one. They couldn't. They had no choice. After a public exhibition of the mask, the company's stock soared in value, rising from $10 a share to $100 within 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Okay? During World War I, the safety hood became standard equipment for soldiers. This is how big this man's invention was. Okay?
That's huge.
His next idea also saved countless lives. It came to him when he witnessed a tragic accident at a typical intersection in Cleveland where cars and police and horse-drawn wagons competed. Before we go there, actually, let me just stop there for a second. Do you know, to test out this mask, he actually rescued, him and his brother went into a cave to rescue workers, and other people who tried to go in there were suffocating and dying. So he's like, well, got to try this out. So he put on the mask, and he saved a lot of people. One by one, him and his brother went in and pulled workers out of this cave.
Okay.
So that's how he felt. That's how he tested this.
Oh, interesting.
Now this gas mask that we all know of, it's because of him. All right. So this next one, and this is the one that he came up with because he saw this bad accident, is how we control traffic. So it led to the notion of constructing traffic lights with different colors to signal go, caution, and stop. In November 1923, he was granted a patent for his traffic signal. He then sold the rights to the General Electric Corporation. Today's design for traffic lights have evolved from Morgan's original invention. That's the original one. Now, what I found beautiful is the fact that when he died, before he died, he offered the original gas mask to Dr. Charles Wright, a Detroit physician, and it's up to this day displayed at the Detroit Museum of African American History.
Oh, lovely.
So if you guys want to see the very first stoplight, again, think about that. This man was there seeing people mash up into each other, and he's like, yo, we just need some lights, brethren. Stop, go, green, yellow. Like, how you guys not get this shit, right? You figured it out. Big up yourself. Appreciate you, sir.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the song SZA had said a while back, how he runs every stoplight at every street because, of course, it was the invention of a black man.
People don't know that. We'd be crashing into each other a lot more if it wasn't for a black man.
Oh,
They don't teach you that in school. Teach you about Thomas Edison and them teeth in South. All right, let's finish this up. Let's wrap this up strong. Hope you guys are paying attention.
All right, so this one's for all the marbles. By means, put your answers. We're only taking answers on YouTube.
That's it.
That's it.
Facebook, we ain't answering you. Boo.
No.
Pay attention to the rules.
You have to go ahead and answer on YouTube to win the tickets.
Yes.
Right. So he was born in Trinidad, and he became one of the most dynamic political figures of the 20th century. He had left Trinidad due to a dispute, and because of his background is part African, part Chinese, and part Spanish. So because of the dispute, he went to China. Right?
It's odd.
Very. But
he wouldn't go now.
Who knows?
Coronavirus.
Stop it. So in China, he started 3 different newspapers. The first, the Peking Gazette, the Shanghai Gazette, and as well as the People's Tribune.
Okay.
Right? He also became foreign minister of the Chinese government, which is a position he had held 4 times with at least 3 different governments. Right?
You help yourself, Trini man.
Yeah, there you go, right?
What?
I tell you, right? So, at the time in China, you had different European superpowers you want to control. And so you're looking at, of course, the British, the French, and the German, right? And German, that is. So I'm not going to say it. So because he was definitely defiant against the control, right? He engaged everybody, all natives, actually to not speak English, right? To not use any English ships for transportation, right? And as well as not to buy or sell any British goods, right?
Okay.
Right. Time magazine once called him the brains behind the Chinese Revolution. Right.
Is there any pictures of this guy?
I do have a picture of him.
You just didn't label it properly, I guess.
Yeah. She's waiting for the humor. I know.
Oh.
Right? See? Can I continue, please? Jeez, man.
I'm sorry.
So, he's also responsible actually for quieting the Russian, Asiatic, and U.S. Confrontation at the time.
Oh, wow.
Right? So, Coolidge was the American president. He had sent some Marines over into, of course, Russian, I believe it's in the Asiatic waters. I don't remember exactly where exactly in the world this may be. However, though.
That's the question. Just joking. Go ahead.
Thank you. Right. You. Right. So he stepped in, right? And of course, you know what, being a diplomat that he is, right, he asked for time for peace. Right. And that enabled Coolidge to go ahead and pull back the Marines, right, and actually allow for peace to go ahead and settle within the region. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
who is he?
It's very interesting because just to give out another clue as well. So one of his daughters, Sylvia, she was a star in the New York City Ballet, and as well as she was engaged to Langston Hughes.
Oh, huge.
Yes, very. Right? So now, who am I?
Who am I? And you're not telling me, are you?
No, I'm not. We can. Do you want to show the picture?
Let's show it.
Yeah, go ahead. Show the picture.
He looks Asian.
He does. Very much.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. But African history.
Interesting.
Very. Who am I?
I have a question. I wonder if you used Morgan's hair
thing?
Hair straightener.
Maybe consider it flooded different areas of the world, right?
It looks like it seemed to be working for him.
Stop it.
Just saying.
Stop it.
So that is the question, guys. So
who am I?
Who is that? We need a name. So we definitely want people to do some digging. We're looking forward to seeing your answers. This contest is open until, hold on.
When's the ticket for Thursday, yes?
No, it's for Friday.
Friday. There you go.
So this contest is open until Thursday at 11:59 p.m. We'll give the tickets away on Friday. Whoever has an answer in there, we'll choose from there.
There you go.
Okay?
Perfect.
Hope you guys liked the show. Hope you all learned something.
Yeah, I hope you all learned something, man.
Definitely learned something about stoplights and gas masks and hair straightener.
It just goes to show you in regards to like they say necessity is the mother of all invention.
Yes.
Right. And of course, during the time frame, there were so many things that weren't present. Right?
I have a quote that I really want to read.
Oh, do you?
I do, but I don't know if we're gonna have time to read it. It's okay. Oh, it is here. It's by someone we didn't get to talk about, but there's a quote that I want to read. The object is to perform by machinery and in a more expeditious manner the operations which have been heretofore performed by hand. That's by a quote by Jan Matzellinger.
Okay.
He made the bottom of your shoe.
Oh.
He helped put that together.
Oh, nice.
So they made things to make it easier to live.
Right.
Wonderful.
Right.
Guys, thank you, Dave, for sharing your knowledge. You went deep. I wanted you to go deeper than me. I stayed a little bit more in North America, but I appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing your answers, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And we will see you next week on Here to Help You.
Peace and love, family.
Bye.
The alligator. I done tussle with a whale. I done handcuff lightning, throw thunder in jail. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for.